Okay, as you can see, I've added color to the picture. And I know you're probably thinking like, well, how did I do that? Well, in Adobe 2020, you have the thing just like you've had in the past versions of Adobe, is you create a new layer. And what I did is let's decrease this layer for a second. Okay, here's a drawing that I did. And what I did is under the lines and outline layer, I created a new layer over here in my layers palette. And what I did is I traced all the way around carefully around the fish on the thick black border line. And once I did that, I came all the way around to where I started at. Came up to my swatch palette up here, picked out a color, closed my swatch palette, made sure I had the layer that I just created selected, and I clicked inside here and got my color, and this is what it came up with. So after I did that, and the beauty thing about Adobe Illustrator, once you create that layer and that color, you come up here to your direction selection tool, click on that, and take a just create a whole rectangle over the whole thing, the whole drawing. You click left click with your mouse, click and drag, and then when you get all to the bottom right here, you let go, and then everything that you just colored right there is selected. And here, let me hit a Control Plus to increase the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. You see that little red line right there? That signifies that everything that you just drew around in that border has a little red line selected. So let me hit Control Minus so you can see the picture of the fish. And once you have everything selected, your color swatch is over here. That's this color signifies right here on your left hand side. I'll go back to my swatch palette. It has all my different colors in there. The beauty about this now is you can change all these colors. You can change this color at any time you want. So it could be yellow, it could be red, it could be orange, it could be blue, it could be any color that you like. But I'm gonna go back to the color that I had, and instead of trying to find the swatch that you had, just hit Control Z, and that just backs you up. So that takes me back to the color I wanted. I'll close out my color swatch, and I will lock the layer that I just created with that blue. So now I can't do anything on the picture. Now what I want to do is, I've already done this, and I'm gonna show you. I've added another blue to the fish. So I'll make that invisible. And what I did is I created a layer on top of the baby blue right here, the royal blue or turquoise, however it looks on your screen. I just came down here to the create new layer list, the little plus at the bottom, and then I just added a layer and did the exact same thing. All I did was I traced around parts of it that I want to add a blue color to. So I'm gonna show you what those colors look like again. And there you have it. I have the blue on top of the baby blue. And I'm just gonna go ahead and finish all the areas of blue that I want. So I'm gonna pause it right here and speed it up. Okay, I've gotten all the blues to look the way I wanted to look. And all you have to do is, if you don't like the way they look, or if you do like the way they look, you just come back to your layer over here where you have your dark blues at. You unlock it, or you can lock it rather. Keep it locked, and then just hit the eyeball right here, and you just play with it like that. You toggle back and forth like, I like it, I don't like it, I like it, I don't like it. You know, so what I'm gonna do is now do a little highlight on the fins here. I'm gonna do it the exact same way I just did these dark blues. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, as you can see, I've added some yellowish green, and it has like a little hint of purple highlights onto the fins. And that's all I'm gonna keep doing. I'm gonna, and over here in the layers box, I'm either gonna be adding colors on top of the dark blue or underneath the dark blue. And that's all you're gonna keep doing. You're gonna keep coming down here and adding layers, either go on top or underneath. And then I'm just gonna go in here and start working on the scales, adding towards the face, you know, the colors and stuff, add more decoration and details to the the fins, I'm sorry, the fins of the fish. And then by the end, I'll have a masterpiece. All right, I'll see you later. I'm gonna speed it up again. Okay, there you have it. I got some blues and got some greens to make it a little bit tropical feeling. I've added some scales in right here, some highlights, some darkness around the face. I've changed the eyeball, gave it a little reflection. Now my last thing is I want to do is I'm going to make it a little bit more tropical and add some more color. So what I'm going to do is come here to my layers palette, created me a new layer right here, and then I'm just going to start tracing right around here, around the fin a little bit. Throw some little color up in here. Click on my swatch palette. I'm gonna choose like a purplish color. Close out the swatch, make sure the color's over there. Go through to my direction tool, click all on this, and make sure it pops. There we go. We got the purple on there, and what I'm gonna do is just go add a little bit more purple somewhere else. So I come back to my pen tool over here in my palette, and this layer is up underneath all the other colors except for the light blue. My base layer is just right above that. So I'll just come with this and drag this underneath here. And all I'm doing is taking the mouse and left clicking it and just dragging it to where I want the colors to be. And I'll just add some purple there. And all I'm doing is just, I've been doing this for so long, so and I will have a video later on to show you how to do this step by step. But for the time being of this video, I'm just adding more color in it, and it might be popping out differently on your screen, depends on what kind of screen you're using. And all I'm doing is just going around the whole fish inside, change it up a little purple. And it's like a gradient purple that has like a, kind of like a fuchsia and a purple put together. And once I get everything that I like, I come back over to my layer and I lock it. That way nothing else can happen on that layer. So as you can see, the purples and the fuchsias are put in. And the last color I want to put in is maybe like an orangish color. So I will go up underneath that purple and between the light blue layer and create a layer. So I click on the light blue and hit this little create new layer button right here. Click that, and here a layer pops up. I double click it, boom, boom. Then this box pops up. And I'm gonna change this from teal to light red. Now hit OK. And then I go to my swatch palette and see the purple is still selected. I want to come to a brighter color and maybe like a light orange, or maybe just a closer orange color. But it'll probably show up red on your screen, so we'll go with a pale orange. Close out that. Make sure your pen tool is selected. And then I just come to, I'm gonna enlarge the screen a little bit. And then I'll just start adding more colors on. Just wherever I feel fit to put the orange. And I'll put orange right there. Maybe I will come up here and make the top of our fin highlighted with orange. Just to give it a little feel, or tropical feel, you know. Then I'm gonna come to the tail fin, do the same thing. Add a little bit more orange back here, just to get a little pop. And all I'm doing is just left clicking everywhere, pretty much drawing with the mouse, instead of using my pen that I usually use. Throw a little bit orange right there because that pen didn't have any color in it. All right. Then I'll come to my view button up here towards the top. Click on view and go to actual size. And that's what it's going to do. It's going to shrink the screen back down to the actual size of the palette that you created. So for instance, this one is 11.5 this way, 8.5 up. So it's going to take back to my actual size. And there you have it. Excuse me. You have your tropical fish. And we are all done.